Hey superstars, it's your best friend Scott and welcome to our April recap video. Today we've got a little shareholders meeting, a VR from my bestie Eddie, and yet another Strongsville recap with some awesome gifts and some of the cards that I picked up. So let's do it. First things first, marker doodle commissions are closed for the time being. I've got enough to fill up the rest of the year and quite a few on standby, and I'm kind of hesitant to add any more right now. They're really popular, but they're just not super profitable if I'm being honest. Not that I don't appreciate doing them for you guys, but I need to save some room for some of those bigger projects, and I hope you understand. On the website, I've finally added the new hats, including this reindeer hat, pretty handsome, and here's the red heart hat. I had a request for this T206 drum back shirt, so here's that. I showed off these Jackie pieces last month, and I had a couple people ask about them. They're done digitally. They both come with stands, just not Drew stand. I just used that for this turntable shot. And this bigger parallax piece, it comes with a keyhole on the back for easy hanging. I'm not going to put them up on the website, but if you're interested in one of these, please feel free to reach out and let me know. On Facebook and Instagram, I stole an idea from another sports artist, Mark Ulrichsen, who, well, every time the Giants would win a game, he would post a digital drawing of a random Giants baseball card a couple years ago. I reached out to him and I got his blessing to post a quick digital doodle of an Indians or Guardians card every time the Guardians win this year. I've been going chronologically and it's been really fun to make these just for the heck of it, and I've gotten a pretty good response so far too. A VR? It's been a while. My man Cardboard Eddie, he's celebrating 7 years on YouTube. We started right at the same time, but he's more generous than I am, so he's doing a giveaway. But what an amazing 7 years it's been. I'm so thrilled that we've been doing this kind of side by side for that long. So awesome. Eddie wants us to shout out a channel and say 3 specific things about that channel that we like. For instance, Eddie has the greatest intro.
Hello, everybody.
And outro.
Until next time, remember, we don't count subscribers, we count friends.
On YouTube. Number 2, I like that Eddie and I have similar trajectories with our focus. We both started with TTM videos, but now we have a passion for vintage baseball. And I love Eddie himself. He's got this super sarcastic, kind of dry sense of humor that I love.
Come on. Eddie quality.
He's very humble, and he despises the Yankees, and he really is one of my best friends, even if he is on Team Blue Tape. Hey, look at that! I did exactly what Eddie asked me to do. I don't think he intended for us to give him a shout out, but he deserves it, and that's what I'm doing. If that makes me ineligible, tough cookies. I got a package from my bestie George over at Diamond Yard Sports Cards. This little note says, Scott, I came across this and thought you'd be excited about it. Unique. All the best, George. Ooh, this is really cool. Cleveland legends Phil Niekro and Steve Carlton autographs. It says, when Cleveland's Phil Niekro and Steve Carlton teamed up against the Toronto Blue Jays, it became the first time in Major League history that 2 300-game winners pitched in a game as teammates. Niekro started and Carlton relieved in the 6th. Niekro earned his 312th career win, and Carlton his second save as the Indians routed Toronto 14-3. That is really cool. So awesome, George. Thank you so much, man. What a neat piece. All right, Strongsville, you've seen all the recaps, and it was as fun as everybody says it was, so I'll keep this as brief as I can, but I definitely need to thank some people, especially for collectors. Those guys do a phenomenal job with the vintage trade nights, and they always make sure that I have the space I need and everything else, and I really appreciate the support that they've always given me. And of course, Chris's get-together was awesome, and Strongsville wouldn't be what it is without you, Chris, and I know that you're going through some stuff right now, but I'm definitely thinking about you, man. As soon as I walked into the embassy on Thursday, Strongsville veteran Ruben threw some cards at me, including this Bob Feller commemorative patch. Pro tip, if you go to these shows, bring a little Sharpie so you can write down who gives you what. It does get kind of overwhelming. This bag has a Bob Lemon, which is one of my gold cards for this show. Carlos, former Mr. Tawny Katane, Albert, Jimmy, a really cool Nestle Trish speaker, and this Father's Day Rajay Davis. Ruben knows how much I dig Rajay. Thanks, Ruben. Vintage Dave T handed me these cards, which was cool because I didn't have any 2026 cards yet. Here's Manzo, my guy Schneeman, Big Rig, Stephen Kwan, Kipnis, Jose, Beebs, Bo, and Dave's Cool 51 Tops Custom. Very much appreciated, Dave. Thank you, sir. A lot of you have seen these already. Absolutely awesome tribute to Rev Steve from Jeff and Brent. This photo is just gorgeous, and this was very generous of you both. Thank you guys so much, and it was great to meet you, Jeff. Jake from Wax Pack's Wisdom handed me a Manny rookie and a Hall of Heroes Bob Lemon. It's like you guys were really telling me to get that Bob Lemon rookie this weekend. Thanks, Jake. I love these. Jim is always so generous whenever he sees me. He handed me this brown bag of goodies. We've got Diamond Stars Carlos, Grandpa Phil, I love that card, 1975 hostess Buddy Bell, which I'm kind of kicking myself for not getting this signed as Buddy was there on Sunday, and more Grandpa Phil. Super cool. Thanks, Jim. I felt bad for Jay because he wasn't feeling so well and he had to leave early, but he gave me this nice note. We don't talk about this guy. Some 85s, Wayne's World, Thunder. Something about this Wayne Cage makes me laugh. He's so ready for that grounder. There's Clubot, Jose, Kipnis, Clubot, and this really neat gallery Bieber. Awesome. Thanks, Jay. Everybody's favorite Aussie came with goodie bags. I already ate the Tim Tam, but I'm looking forward to trying the Vegemite. Here's a bottle opener, a couple of stickers, some Farlap cards, and Carl's awesome shirt. Thanks, Carl. I also got a t-shirt from my bestie Rocket Rick. That's some handsome artwork there. Thank you, Rick. Mookie is always so super generous and always such a pleasure to talk to. He gave me the next best thing to a Star Jordan in this Star Joey. And Utz Jose, this is super cool. It's a 1910 Turkish Trophies fortune card, and it says that I'll be a great artist someday. Here's hoping. A really cool photo of our man Larry Doby. And then on the show floor, he found a signed Mossy postcard dated 1956, super cool. But the cream of the crop here is this 1936 Little Orphan Annie secret decoder pin.
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. Ovaltine? A crummy commercial? Son of a...
Mookie and I are both big fans of A Christmas Story, so this is fantastic, but it's a secret, so don't tell anyone. Thanks, Mookie, you're the best. Always nice to see Mike, the vintage composer. He handed me some cards. We've got Eric Metcalf, Rob Burnett, Matt Barr, and Justin Masterson. I love that guy. And Jason Michaels and Pronk there. But that wasn't all. Mike made a little doodle for me. It's called Grail, and that's me as a burly superhero with reindeer antlers. And we got my Grail card right there. Super fun, Mike. Thanks, man. My man Jake from Legends Never Die handed me this super rad Lou Boudreau signed postcard from 1950. More from Jake later, but I'm loving this piece. Thanks, Jake. Bill Wright, aka Pittsburgh Fan 66, doesn't have a channel, but he's a good commenter. At trade night, he gave me this envelope with a very kind letter. Bill included this handsome signed Mossy postcard. I'm pretty sure I don't have this one, and what looks to be some random 89 Bowman cards, but actually, these are all blank fronts, so Bill really just gave me a super fun project. I'm pretty excited about these. Thanks, Bill. At the Friday night get-together, Sammy called me over and handed me this baseball photo tattoo. We determined it was from the 60s because Chief Wahoo has the crown there. I did look it up, and it is from 1964. Very fun, Sammy. Thank you. I was walking the floor with Dom from Staven Sports Cards on Sunday, and Dom was looking at these 1970 Kellogg's 3D cards. I grabbed this Sudden Sam, but then Dom sudden snatched it back, and he wouldn't let me pay for it. I'm still mad at him, but not really. Thanks, Dom. I don't usually play favorites, but I think you'll forgive me. This is my favorite gift from the whole weekend. Ross from Ross Loves Cards handed me this awesome drawing from his son Tate. These, of course, are my hands doodling Jackie Robinson. I love this so much. Thank you, Tate. This is going in a place of honor in my studio. And the last gift is pretty special. It's from Dom from Staven Sports, Drew from Drew of Vintage Legacy, and Jake from Legends Never Die. They all stayed at my place over the weekend. Don from Don's Field of Dreams was supposed to too, but something came up and he couldn't make it, unfortunately. But they all chipped in and bought me this 1948 Game 4 World Series ticket, framed with the photo from after that game with Larry Doby and Steve Gromek. This is just amazing. I may have teared up a little bit, but I won't admit it. But this one's really, really special. Thanks again, guys. So I went into the show with a couple possible plans. Plan 1A would be to find a T205 Addy Joss, but I didn't think it would be likely. Kind of a harder card to find, and it would have to be just janky enough for me to afford it. Plan 1B was any combination of a 33 Gowdy Earl Averill, 49 Bowman Bob Lemon rookie card, kind of a sneaky expensive high number, and either a Dan D or a Burke Ross Larry Doby. I only knew of one Joss at the show, and I never even saw it, so Plan 1B it was. On day one, I loosened up the wallet by buying this well-loved Tattoo Orbit Dick Porter. Nothing special about Dick Porter, really, but the price was right, and you don't come across these Tattoo Orbits every day. And then I found my 33 Gowdy Earl Averill. This guy's in pretty good shape, nice color and registration, no wrinkles or creases. And then Mrs. Reindeer took one look at it and asked, "Why does it say out right there?" And I never even noticed that, but it doesn't bother me one bit. Well, it did for a second, but I could do a lot worse, and this card's beautiful. And then later on that evening, I bought these two Vennies from Tony Talks Cards. On day two, B-Roth knew I was looking for the Bob Lemon rookie, and he found this one for me at Monster Cards. Prices were all over the place on this card, but I was really happy with this one. I later found a PSA 3 for essentially the same price, but I still like this one better. The color's great and the picture's sharp. And then I went on a little Mossy hunt, of course. I got a 58, a really nice 66, and this 79 TCMA. Then it was time for trade night. Since Mrs. Reindeer was helping me out with the table, I was able to sneak away for a couple minutes. I found this fun Menko card. Maybe it'll end up on a t-shirt, maybe not. I made a trade with JT for this rad stand-up Rocky Colavito. And when I sell shirts and art, that's income. But when I sell cards, that's hobby money. So I ended up selling enough cards to pay for my purchases from the show so far. Armed with some more cash, I didn't want to spend all of it, but I felt like I could buy a little bit. I added another Mars Attacks card to my extremely slow set build. I did see a Dandy Doby that I was considering, but I thought I'd save that one for later. I found this fun little Bob Lemon pitching tips book to go along with his rookie card. And then, hidden in a stack of 59s, I noticed this Destruction Crew peeking out. I do have quite a few copies of this card, but it is the best card ever made, and I've always wanted a high-end copy. It wasn't priced, so I asked. Always ask, sometimes you'll be surprised. He gave me a price, and I countered, but he wouldn't budge, so I thanked him and I stepped away. I walked around a little bit more thinking about it. The centering wasn't the best, but these are usually pretty tough as far as that goes. And his price was actually about 75% of the comps I found. So I pulled the trigger and called it a show. So that's it for now. Thanks to George, 4 collectors, Chris, Ruben, Dave, Jeff, Jake, Jim, Jay, Carl, Rick, Mookie, Mike, Jake, Bill, Sammy, Dom, Ross, Drew, and Don. And thanks to Tony and B-Roth and JT. Congrats to Eddie on 7 awesome years. Of course, thank you guys for watching. What an amazing month. Take good care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we'll see you real soon.